All right, so Rai, a fellow guildmate, had linked to me this thread that apparently the Blues have answered to about 20 something minutes ago. Are the devs sure that the crafting order system is a success? All right, so we're going to read and react. Oh boy. To speak a bit to the original question of this thread, are the devs sure that the crafting order system is a success? The crafting order system is by no means perfect. There are many ways we would like to improve it over time. We've been having many of these discussions internally, as well as listening to feedback from all of you. Since this is such a new system, though, we don't want to make any snap judgment and make big changes before giving things a chance to settle and seeing how it develops over time. We do believe that the system has been successful in one of its core goals, though, to enable crafters to make soulbound, useful gear at all levels of play. And he's right. This elevates the overall value of professions within the game and helps to deliver on the fantasy of being a crafter, creating valuables for yourself and others. It has also been successful in providing a new way for crafters and customers to interact, one which is inherently more social, but when you get to use it, hopefully more satisfying than previous ways to do so, but again, very much not perfect. Trade chat. As far as the public order system goes, it seems to be working well as an easy way to get something crafted for yourself if you aren't worried about getting the best quality and want it quickly. This was always its intent. We definitely wish that as crafters it was easier to find public orders to fill. Unfortunately, even though there are quite a few public orders going through the system, given the minimal effort it takes to fulfill a public order and the relative number of crafters around to fill those orders, there will almost never be many orders up at any given time with the way it currently works, ... They get filled too quickly and easily. Let me reread that. They get filled too quickly and easily. We're looking into ways to have more orders to fulfill, though, because for most, we think it tends to be a pretty satisfying activity and a great way to earn skill and a bit of gold when you can find an order to fulfill. Self-jab, nice. We also think the guild and personal order side of things are working moderately well. These methods allow players to connect and get their items crafted with more control. There are several issues we would very much like to improve, though, including, here we go. 1. Helping better connect customers and crafters. There's nothing wrong with a bit of effort to get the best gear or to attract customers. This is currently mostly accomplished through trade chat, though, which, while it does have a nice social component to it, something we'd love to see more of, it is by no means an ideal way to find a crafter for a specific item or a customer to craft for. And 2, helping better support interactions between players who are depending on inspiration to reach a higher quality level. We suspect that as players finish getting their high-end crafting gear and complete purchases of other one-time uses for artisan's metal, players will be more willing to use artisan metal to guarantee better quality crafts. That will help, but even then, inspiration will always be a useful way to get max quality gear crafted. The crafting order system is not supporting this well as we would like it to, since as a customer you cannot place an order and know exactly what you'll get. You need to rely on a handshake deal that your crafter has the inspiration that they promised when attempting to craft items for you. In addition, there will be lots of other quality of life features we'll be looking into helping making it smoother to use, easier to learn, and more. As always, thanks for the feedback. Okay, they had nothing to say. Woo! So here's something that I'm identifying, though. Their attention is on artisan metal. Now let's talk about artisan metal really quick and what it does. Currently, or at least at the very beginning of the expansion, artisan metal had two primary uses. One was to help alchemists discover more recipes. All right. The second was to create profession tools. That was by and large what most metal is used for. Even now, lots and lots of metal is being used to make profession tools. Sometimes multiple profession tools. Like I have multiple blue profession tools because it's like, hey, I want to use my inspiration stat for this, or ooh, this craft I can definitely complete. Okay, I'm gonna switch to the resourcefulness stat because I can definitely complete this order without inspiration, and now I'm just gonna hope that I can score some resources or something like that. But metal is very precious. We only get like anywhere between 60 and 100 or so each week. as kind of like a stipend or something like that. So it's I guess a time gated thing. So we're limited by metal to how much metal limits us to how much we would want to use it on the other thing, illustrious insight, which is used to guarantee crafts. Because it's a limited resource, we don't want to use it because we're using it on other things right now. And if we do use it, ooh, we're gonna charge an arm and a leg. We're gonna add like 50 grand or something like that to the commission because there's only so much of this resource that we can get. Now, with that said, because artisan metal is a very precious resource that we don't want to use, it sounds like one of the solutions to combat the inspiration meta, which I've been talking about a lot, is to make artisan metal a lot more free to use, or having a lot more of it, or making illustrious insight, which uses 50 of this metal to just make one of these things. Or I'm sorry, I think it's 5 actually. I forget. But to make the illustrious insight a lot more accessible. So if it is going to be a lot more accessible, that would actually cause a big economic impact. One, it would kind of change the meta a little bit. Now, inspiration is still great, and people who have already invested into inspiration, like they're still gonna have a good time, and at the moment prices are still good. But what the availability of insight will also do, it will allow crafters who do not want to rely on inspiration to just use insights, charge the customer like a little bit more, and then guarantee their craft to a rank 5, because that's kind of how it is right now. You can't guarantee a rank 5 unless I'm using kind of pretend logic here, pretend numbers here. If you have an item that is like a rank 4 and it was made a rank 4 with high end materials, and you just need like that little push, an illustrious insight would take you all the way and create that rank 5. Same thing goes for consumables, stackable things like armor kits, potions, things like that. If you use one of those lesser insights, then you're going to be able to have like that pretty much guaranteed chance of getting like a rank 3 potion or a rank 3 thing. Now, the problem with that though is that if everything become if the meta changes to if it swings too far away from inspiration and to insight, then you're going to have the absolute expectation that you're always going to want like a max rank thing, a rank 3 consumable, a rank 5 item, and that's going to push a lot of people away. Because, oh, if I can just get a guarantee, I'm just going to get this guarantee because the prices are good. So there's a lot of sensitive things to consider if they are going to move, if they're going to try and move away from the inspiration meta and towards metal. On the other hand, though, by going towards metal, it would overall it could potentially increase the amount of commerce that's done anyway, and it would allow for public orders to be, to have like a quality requirement. I think it would definitely open the door for that, because right now it just doesn't quite work. I mean, if they did do public orders with a minimum quality, here's what would happen. The WoW team would be like, okay, we're going to max it at 4 because right now people rely on inspiration to get to rank 5s, and so we want to support that. We're just going to limit the requirement to like rank 4s. And here's what we'd see. We would see people post something. They want it. The minimum requirement is a rank 4. They want it to be a rank 5. And so what I, as the crafter, would do, because I can easily make rank 4s, I would switch my crafting tools, as I mentioned, from inspiration to resourcefulness. And so I would just be fulfilling all the bam, bam, bam. I'd be fulfilling all these rank 4 orders. I would technically do it. I'm giving them what they want. My inspiration is just like at 10% or something like that, instead of the 40 that it normally would be. And I would be hoping for resourcefulness procs that I would get back and I would keep for myself. So there's there's more things to work on with that in order to make it work. But I think that attacking artisan metal is, focusing on that and trying to balance it to make it so that there is a relatively even split between people going the inspiration route or going the guaranteed artisan metal route. I think the pendulum can very, very easily swing in the other direction, and that would just piss a lot of people off. And that would definitely be what warrants people to be like, hey, dude, I went this route, Blizz. I want to be able to like respec and things like that. And we just open up a big can of worms. So while it sucks that we didn't get anything conclusive from the team, it kind of hints about what they've been listening to and what their thoughts are at the moment. I'm kind of glad that they haven't announced any actions though, because if they were to do that, then it would start to cause shifts in player behavior and shifts with what people are trying to, how people are trying to build up their professions. Even them just talking about metal, it kind of starts the gears going in our head. But I guess for now, we'll just have to wait and see. It sounds like they may not have anything planned for 10.05. If they're going to do anything, it's going to be 10.07 or even 10.1. So that's all I got right here. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, though. Leave a thing in the comments, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next thing. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.